From Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports. Teddy Bridgewater and the Carolina Panthers taking on Mitchell Trubisky and the Chicago Bears.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in uptown Charlotte. Just a moment ago, the lights, the cameras, the action, all the pyrotechnics, everything was ablaze, everything was allowed here in Bank of America Stadium as Carolina emerged from their tunnel. And we are ready to go as the Panthers get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. Leading them out, their quarterback in his 4th season from North Carolina, it's Mitchell Trubisky.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Trubisky will throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Gotta hope that's not a sign of things to come as they face an early 2nd and long. Here's Foles. Pressure gets to him again. Brian Burns able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. Not easy for Nick Foles and the Bears now. 3rd and long after the sack. Now Foles. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. A heck of a play there on third down, but amazingly, they're still short for fourth.
Gain on the play.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. So on fourth down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Now leading out the Panthers offense, a new man in charge for 2020, a member of the Saints the last couple of years. It's Teddy Bridgewater.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. Bridgewater and the Panthers going to come up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On second down, McCaffrey. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
McCaffrey on the carry. Tackle made at the 21-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 13.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Bridgewater, a play fake to McCaffrey. He'll look to throw. Got his target, Samuel. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. As a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. Third and long for Bridgewater. Completes it to Samuel. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Bridgewater on first down. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
But from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39.
He's brought down at the
The numbers for McCaffrey last week: 18 carries, 83 yards.
Well, he's the #2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to #1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this one is right through. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead.
The score, Panthers 3, Bears nothing.
And that right there is something we've seen, I don't know, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
It's 2nd down.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now. And this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Foles. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And Robinson with a big catch. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. A big play there for the Bears on 3rd. 46 yards.
And that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3-and-out. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
incomplete. Took a pretty Good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. Third down. An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They do get 9, but he leads to 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the catch and stop him short of a first down.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. He'll look to throw. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. K1 short, pushing through there to make the play defensively.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Well, I haven't met an NFL player yet that doesn't use criticism as an edge, and Jimmy Graham has heard that a number of people think he's near the end of his career. And he didn't put up the numbers he should have put up in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to play with a huge chip on his shoulder. Nice catch there, and he wants to show flashes of that form that he exhibited early in his career with New Orleans and Seattle. This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
The ball carrier.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
At the 6-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll run with Montgomery. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
He was brought down.
It'll be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
The tackle made.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll run for it with Montgomery. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3.
There's 3.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. From the 6. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Panthers Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 21-yard line. That's the end of the first quarter.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey. Fighting through. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From the gun, Bridgewater. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
And there's a familiar sight, Khalil Mack putting a quarterback down in the backfield for another sack. I know he only had 8.5 sacks in 2019, so a lot of people wrote that off as, hey, what's going on with Khalil Mack? You do realize he's getting doubled and tripled on just about every snap, but that was the first time since his rookie year of 2014 that he finished the season with less than 10 sacks.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Here's the Panthers defense as they get set to go again, and they have been disruptive in the backfield. How often when we see this, as we look at some of these highlights, is it just better players getting in there versus scheme? Try and start this drive in the air. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Intended for Anthony Miller. Incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to... And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Khalil Mack picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
14-yard line.
Well Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Bridgewater. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Are you serious?
So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football. And sometimes you're there too soon.
And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Ball carrier. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
They follow up the first down 1 yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Jake Ryan.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
On is the punter Charlton now as he's able to get this one away. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. A great move by Montgomery. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Nice gain there by the second-year runner out of Iowa State, David Montgomery, who often finishes his runs moving forward and knocking defenders back. He finished tied with Josh Jacobs for the most carries by a rookie last year. But what the Bears need from him, improve on his 3.7 yards per attempt. If he gets that up into the 4s.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Zach Kerr. The defensive tackle getting in there for a loss of 5. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
On the play.
Always thought Allen Robinson was a high flyer from his days at Penn State, and none of that has changed with the Chicago Bears. If you throw the ball out to the perimeter, if it's a 50-50 ball, more times than not, he's going to come down with it. And some say he was the victim of some subpar quarterback play last year. He didn't let that bother him at all. Still had 98 catches and over 1,000 yards receiving. Allen Robinson just goes out and plays hard each and every week.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Now with shotgun handoff to Cohen. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here, so for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
And taking a gander at the NFL scoreboard in Minneapolis. And really pouring it on now are the Falcons. Matt Ryan, and he takes it all the way. There's laundry on the field. A flag is down. And I think this one's coming back.
I agree.
왜? 뭐가?
And that hold goes to wipe away a big return.
And I know from the outside in, you think, why are you holding? Just make sure you don't grab anyone. But you want to keep people away from your return guy. And sometimes those sudden moves, that speed, you reach out and inadvertently do something, and the penalty flag comes out.
He's got a first down and more past the 30. Finally taken down at the 32-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
And there's Christian McCaffrey with another run CMC as he's known in the Carolina area. Easily the most productive running back in the league last season. 2,392 yards from scrimmage. He's just so dangerous every time he gets the football. Whether you hand it to him, throw it to him out of the backfield, just imagine if they had the guts to let him return kicks as well. This guy is a true triple threat.
Throwing on second and long. Bridgewater. Good yardage there on the scramble, and all of a sudden they're left with a 3rd and 2. Much more manageable.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now he'll pull it down, and they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Khalil Mack able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
After the sack on first down, Bridgewater, and his throw is incomplete. Christian McCaffrey, last year's catch leader among running backs, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 21. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. 21-yard line.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurate when he throws a nice pass for a first down.
Rolling to his left. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Bridgewater on the keeper.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
And again, it's Bridgewater. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And it'll be caught in the end zone for the Carolina touchdown by DJ Moore.
Touchdown!
DJ Moore in the final seconds of the first half. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
And just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Extra point attempt to follow here. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown.
For Carolina.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will make it into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Graham. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And that one finds the Falcons out in front. Matt Ryan has a touchdown pass. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are out in front in that one. Saquon Barkley, 100 yards exactly on the ground with a touchdown run as well. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Zach Pascal, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come. I'm back for this second half. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
So here are the Panthers set to take over. They've got the lead right now, and last week they were able to defeat the Atlanta Falcons here as they try to make it 2 victories in a row. Bridgewater going to lead the Panthers up here 1st and 10 at their own 23. He'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Ball carrier.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. McCaffrey. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
The line of scrimmage.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Now we're going to get a stoppage. It appears to be an injured bear on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
3rd down, as a defender, all you're thinking about is getting off the field. How do you stop this last play? But if you don't wrap up when you tackle and you play it back like this, all of a sudden he's taking it to the house, and now you're looking at each other wondering, what did we do wrong on that play?
Now Joey Sly for the point after. It's good to make it 17-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey.
Joey Sly to kick off for Carolina.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25. Here's Nick Foles as he heads back out to work. And what would you say? Is it the offensive line that has caused a lot of this pressure to get back there?
That's always the first place that you have to look to see what's going on, but part of it is so difficult to simulate this type of pass rush in practice.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
From the 29, Foles. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
2nd down and 10.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Let's go. You tight. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7.
20. Bears 7.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Nick Foles gearing up again here to go on offense. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Bears.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. In on the stop, it's Tahir Whitehead.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. Let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
A gain of 7.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
1st down, a run with Cohen. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Tahir White.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Yeah.
He'll take a shot for the end zone, and unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. We've seen him be good so far. He's hoping to continue that trend here in quarter number 3.
And typically when you see guys running it this well, they see the game in slow motion, don't they? They see the cuts happen, they see the blocks happen, they feel really good about their vision, and then they use their legs to find that open space.
And he's had some good help up front to boot. 2 yards on the carry there, it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving,
Okay.
get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
This is McCaffrey. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. A lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down. With McCaffrey.
그렇지.
He's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Bit of a surprise they ran it on third and medium. Proved to be the right call. First and 10.
46-yard.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54.
First down, Bridgewater. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brings up second and
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3. On the carry, it's Davis. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it second and 9.
1-yard gain. Brings up second and 9. At the Bears' 24-yard line.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Check the out. Check the out. Check the out.
On third down, Bridgewater.
야.
Open man is Anderson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Catch there by Robbie Anderson, and we all know he's got the speed to get behind any defense. What I think is underrated about his game is his toughness and his belief in self. Robbie Anderson was an undrafted free agent who's turned into a big-time player in the NFL, and now landing in Carolina reunites him with his college coach, Matt Rule, when they were together at Temple.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey, and he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Throwing, Bridgewater.
야.
And he's got it. Trying for 2 success. And that bumps their lead up even further. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it first and 10. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. And he powers his way up past the 30. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
He's brought down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Now Foles. And left side here, it's Graham.
Foles pass.
That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
It's a gain of a
I
yard.
think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's good place. No gain at all on the play there. That brings up 4. And maybe just lucky to get that pass away.
And maybe should have held on to it because I don't know what you thought. That didn't look like the primary receiver to me.
No, I don't think it was.
I agree. I think he's coming over a secondary target. Maybe in that situation, you don't throw it at all. Eat it, take care of the football. They're fortunate nothing bad happened on that one.
12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over.
10 at their own 42-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
A good move on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
2 yards.
That was a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at about the Bears' 30. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a 1st down. What an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass. That is caught. It's Anderson. Touchdown, Panthers. Robbie Anderson. His 1st touchdown on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Slide for the PAT. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he gets in. No one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Foles. Caught out left side by Robinson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He'll drop this one down to Cohen. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
1st down.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Choose the mic right here, over there, right? 50, choose the mic. Not today, you are. Not today.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8.
Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2.
The 6-yard line.
52 the mic. Check 52 the mic.
Foles on the give to Montgomery. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Complete to number
Jimmy Graham. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears get a bit closer.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to 22. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Bridgewater now from the 50. Steps away to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Robert Quinn. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
Former first-round pick Leonard Floyd is no longer with the Bears, so they signed Robert Quinn to replace him as a sack guy. And Robert Quinn just got one right there. Had 11.5 sacks last year with Dallas. The best since his lone all-pro season in 2014. And I know the Bears are his 14th.
Caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow them to convert a 3rd and 18. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Eddie Jackson with a tackle. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
The Panthers on 3rd down. Now, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This is 3rd and 9. Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And that'll extend this lead now up to 25.
Bears 14.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this late, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Open man there is Patterson, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
A gain of
18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the 1st.
1st down.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
Foles. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. To throw on 2nd and 10. Foles. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen.
Foles pass.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
A gain of 4.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears 1st down. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. K1 short, able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen.
And he fires
가자.
intercepted. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. Holes pass. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in the game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to, but as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. A nice, consistent game.
Cut. Mike's got more.
And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been the first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
Second and 10.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Carolina, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Chicago, a loss here will move them back to 500 at 3 and 3. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to LA to take on the Rams. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.